Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Medium by Design. So today I'm here with Karen and Kira, Karen's mom, Kira's daughter. Kira I met a couple of years ago. She was at one of our incredible talks. She gave a really great talk about reflexology, and I became a client, and so she's been helping me heal things for the last couple of years. Her mom and dad had recently moved here within a year, and I got to meet them. Well, when I did meet them, they were delightful. I knew they were a soul couple. We had a beautiful day here back in December, I believe, and we were just fantasizing about a dream kitchen in their new house because they were new to the area. Well, things changed overnight, and this is how life is, especially now. And Karen's husband passed, and he did have pre-existing things, and he was a great guy. He was still cheerful when I met him. He was wonderful. I could feel the love between them. Well, don't you know that these last few months, he's hovering around me in my house, reminding me that there's a kitchen for me to do, and I'm like, well, you're going to have to talk this over with Karen. So today is our second meeting over this kitchen. This is without Roger, but it is actually with Roger because this is what he said to us this morning. So I'm just going to read it to you guys, and this is their first time. So there's no makeup. This is just us being people and still dealing with grief and the void, but still looking at the future and this beautiful kitchen remodel. So this is what he had to say to us today. Well, there isn't much more to share with you than you already saw when we were all together. We are pretty simple people. We don't take many risks or like anything too over the top. We never had a lot of money to be too frivolous, but we do like nice things. I agree with you on this, however, that the kitchen should reflect Karen's personality and make her feel much more at home, at ease. This transitional move has not been easy on her. See, it still gets me too. And I would like her to commit to her own next chapter and be happy where she is. It's no fun if someone feels like they were forced to do something or be a certain way. We never treated each other like that, and I don't want her to feel like that now. This should be a celebration of our lives and a testimony to how great life can continue on. I don't mean to sound silly or flowery. I just want Karen to experience her best now. So, my simple advice is to do the best to help her get the most she can get that gives her that special feeling that she matters, and that will help her continue on enjoying this new environment and whatever it has to offer. Karen, now is your turn to grab life by the balls, in parentheses, and get everything you can out of it. Don't worry, I'll be watching and sharing my 2 cents worth as often as I can. Yes, we can still work together. I wrote by the balls, and I put it in parentheses because I'm like, did he say that or was that me? So, because I come from an Italian heritage, so that's a phrase we would say. But, this was like his intro message, just touching base again. And you can feel free, share anything you want. You don't have to.
And he wanted this for you. He wanted you to have something special just for you. Oh.
And Kira is so accurate when she says this, because before we started this video, after I left that day months ago, he kept harping on this with Karen, that when Salvatore does the kitchen, and just remember, when Salvatore does it, and remember, and telling Kira, Salvatore's doing that kitchen, he had this whole thing in cahoots before this moment. And this is why I do this, and this is why Spirit has to be so involved with my life and with our lives, because if Spirit doesn't tell me this is okay, I'm not doing it. And before we started this video, I said to Karen, I don't get a yes to work with everybody. It has to be Spirit bringing us together. And now I can feel this, and you know how I feel those waves. I can feel that wave. I don't know if you're getting that. But when I talk about them, they're touching me. I can physically feel his presence, you know? And to me, this is what keeps me going. To know that, yeah, I feel the physical loss, but I can feel the physical presence too after they're gone. And so he, you know, for better or worse, he is orchestrating us from the other side, you know. And I told them this before we started this. I said, even if after today Karen's not ready, for whatever reason, it's okay. This is just his support, suggestion. This is what he wanted for you. And until you say, yes, we're moving forward, we don't do anything. There's no pressure. It's just when we're all in this together and we feel the energy of it moving, then we're going to move forward. And this is how I do every one of these jobs. And I don't do this a lot. This is, you'd consider this part-time work, really. But when I wrote this morning, I was crying a lot. It was 6:27 a.m. when I started writing. And I was only up not even a half an hour. So for you guys, I want you to know how this work comes about. This is not haphazard. It's not a joke. There really is an orchestration that's bigger than us. And, you know, we cry for multiple reasons. We cry for the loss. We cry because of the love. We can feel the love. We can feel the power. I mean, that's why I cry. Because I'm still like, wow, this is real. You know?
I'm just, you know, it's so amazing. He was such an amazing person. I'm just still, after 56 years together, it still baffles me that he would love me this much.
See?
He really
did.
He did.
And I felt that when I was here.
Yeah. You know, that after that many years, you'd think that he would have...
He'd be over it. Right. It's like, yeah.
But he was so great.
See, now that's a testimony to soul connection. You know, and we don't talk about this a lot. I do in groups and stuff, but soul connection has no time. There's no expiration date. And before you guys even got here, that agreement was already made. I'm only going to be with her. She's only going to be with me, and that's it. We're going to have 2 kids. You know, that was all already agreed. And so it should be no surprise. But our human mind thinks, how could you still hang out with me after all this time? But it's a soul thing.
You do so many dumb things in your life, and you think, oh, they're going to... But he stuck with me through everything.
And that energy was still here, because I witnessed this. And here's another thing. How blessed am I, and I said this to you, how blessed am I that I got to meet him before. This doesn't happen with everybody. You know, all the work is definitely spiritually orchestrated, but it's usually maybe years after a person left. Right? And then I show up. But this one is unique and special in that I was here before the fact. And now we get to meet again. I mean, I could cry just over that.
He's just a very amazing person.
And he wanted the best for you too.
I know he did.
He told me at lunch. I took him out for lunch, and
you wanted to cancel lunch.
I know. He said, "No, we're not canceling lunch."
The day before he went into the hospital.
Wow. So he was still going strong.
Yeah.
Before he left.
He was a little weak that day.
But determined.
He was determined, and he made sure.
Kira said, "How about if we change our lunch date to another day?" And he says, "No, we're going."
So can you hear the divine destiny when you're listening to these people share this story? The day before he went into the hospital, he pushed his daughter to meet for lunch because his soul knew, this is it. I got one more chance to have a moment with you where I'm coherent, I'm, weak, but still clear.
And he was coherent right up to the end.
Yeah, his mind was amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he really was.
And that's weird to watch too. It's weird to watch somebody be so sharp
He was so
and
sharp.
the body like
The body.
body's saying
Yeah,
goodbye.
Yeah, it didn't do what he wanted it to, but his mind was
Sharp as a tack.
yeah, that's
And he was
He
clear
was
as a
so
bell
good, yeah.
because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here.
he was my memory most of the time. He was, I would say, okay, now how many years have we been married? He's the one that always knew how many years we were married and how many years. I didn't keep track of things, but he just knew. He could tell you precisely almost to the day.
See,
It's
so that
I
just
can too because of when my birthday
Yeah,
falls.
when
And
your
your
birthday-
anniversary.
Yeah.
They're a day apart, so
of course.
I know it.
she was born the day before.
Day before, I kept them in the hospital. 1 year they missed an anniversary.
Yep, 3 years after you're married. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just as important as the remodel. And that's we had a long discussion before we put this video on that I'm a medium first and a visionary for remodel second. And like I said, I feel the Spirit come in giving the okay, this is what I'd like to see for you. That's how he is. And this happened in the other job that I gave you the example. The father of the daughter, same thing. The mother's still alive, and the father had passed years ago, and he came in for that family. But the difference there was they were divorced, so nobody expected it. But the love was still there, the support, it was still there. And I remember the mother of that woman who would be you in this case. She said, "Oh, that's my husband." She knew it was him. So it was this, even though they were divorced, and this is another little side story, they were divorced many years ago. They knew that they weren't going to stay together. And yet, even all these years later, he's still there overseeing his daughter, his grandchild, and his ex-wife. So it doesn't even matter if they didn't get along and they knew they had to separate. The love, whatever was there, whatever that connection was just as strong all these years later. So this one is even more potent because it's closer to the passing, and the love was still there at that time because I could feel all that. So we're going to wrap this up. We have much more to come. This is going to be an exciting remodel. We're not getting into it quickly. We're going to hash out the details. We're going to go shopping. We're going to enjoy the rest of the summer. And then we're going to come back again with more of these honest to goodness.
I'm going to go back to Wisconsin and meet his new great-grandson.
Oh, right.
And he was named after him.
Oh.
His name is Graham Roger.
Oh. So the family continues on.
That's right.
All right. Much more to come
Yeah.
on The Medium by Design. Thank you for watching.